Dogs were left tied to poles on the streets of Dubai. Cats were left in boxes at doorsteps with a note, "Take care of them. We had to leave." People euthanized their own healthy pets, not because the animals were sick, because there were no planes. This happened in the UAE when the war started, and Dubai was not the only one. Kuwait airport closed completely. Qatar locked down. Saudi Arabia hit by drones and missiles night after night. Bahrain, foreign governments evacuated their own staff. 60,000 flights cancelled. 6 million people stranded. And today, I want to ask you something serious. If this happened in the city where you live, where your money is, where your children go to school, what is your plan B? Because I have been helping families and investors relocate for years. And right now, the people who have a plan B are very calm. The people who don't are panicking. This video is for both groups. Hi, my name is Ati Kambo, and I help families and investors move to safer, smarter places to build their lives. In this video, I will show you two things. First, what really happened in the GCC during the war, the real picture, not what the news showed you. Second, why Oman is the one country in this region that did not just survive the crisis, it got stronger from it. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to show you the facts, and then you can decide. Let me tell you what actually happened. On February 28th, Iran launched 137 missiles and 209 drones toward the Gulf. The UAE was hit. Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest airport, 95 million passengers a year, shut down. 7 people were injured in a single strike. Kuwait's airport, completely closed, not reduced, closed, not for one day, for weeks. Qatar, locked down. Hamad International Airport, one of the busiest in the world, suspended all operations. Qatar Airways sent its planes into storage. No flights in, no flights out. Saudi Arabia, 19 drones targeted the eastern province in one night. Their oil refineries, the same refineries that power their entire economy, struck multiple times. Bahrain struck. A civilian contractor was killed. 5 UAE military personnel injured in the same attack. The US government sent an official advisory, "Depart now," to all American citizens in 16 countries, including UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The UK told British nationals, "Register for emergency updates." Canada said, "Leave the UAE as soon as you can get a flight." Australia, "Do not travel to most Gulf destinations." Citibank evacuated its entire Dubai finance office. PwC, one of the biggest business firms in the world, closed offices in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and Kuwait. And the children, the Indian School Board, CBSE, cancelled all Class 12 board exams for students in Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. Think about that. Children who studied for months, their exams cancelled, their year gone. Now let me tell you the part that did not make the news. Dubai, a city where some apartments cost $5,000 a month, saw dogs tied to poles on the street. The animal rescue group, Canine Friends Dubai, said they were overwhelmed with calls from owners who were leaving pets behind. Around 200 posts appeared on WhatsApp and Facebook. Dogs on streets, cats in boxes, left at doors with notes. Some people went to vets and asked them to put healthy animals to sleep, not because the animals were sick, because they could not take them on a plane, because the planes were not flying. One resident came home and found a crate at her door. Inside, a mother cat and 4 kittens. A note said the owner had to leave. Wafa, a charity in the UAE, called this situation incomprehensible. Their CEO said, "This is a wealthy country. We should not be seeing this." And at the Oman border, animals were found there too. People were running so fast, they left everything. This is what fear looks like in a city that was sold to the world as the safest place to live and invest. Here is what matters for anyone with money in the Gulf. When the attacks happened, the banking system did not hold up. Business owners trying to move money out of the UAE faced transfer blocks. One eventually got through by switching banks. The other had to wait days. The UAE imports 90% of its food. Iran, one of its main food suppliers, banned all exports. Shipping through the Strait of Hormuz dropped by 90%. That is the same route that carries 20% of the world's oil. 4 to 6 months of food reserves, officials said. That sounds okay? Until you realize it is a deadline, not a solution. Investment firms froze all new deals. Private banks that had been opening offices in the Gulf started asking whether they should move operations somewhere else. 60,000 flights cancelled since the conflict began. 6 million passengers stranded. British Airways cancelled all flights to Dubai, Bahrain, and Doha until May. Singapore Airlines suspended Dubai until April. Cathay Pacific suspended Dubai and Riyadh until end of May. Virgin Atlantic paused Dubai for the rest of the winter season. This was not a one-day disruption. It is still ongoing right now. Let me go country by country. Fast. UAE, missiles and drones hit the airport, hit apartment buildings, hit power infrastructure. Banking froze. Food supply threatened. Expats fled so fast they left their pets, their furniture, their lives behind. Saudi Arabia, oil refineries struck multiple times. Drone and missile attacks on the eastern province. Visa cancellations for foreign workers. The same vision, 2030 project sites, paused. Qatar, Ras Laffan LNG complex, hit. That is Qatar's entire economic backbone. Airport closed for days. Qatar Airways put planes in storage. Kuwait, airport, total shutdown. The US Embassy in Kuwait was struck and closed indefinitely. Air defense shrapnel hit power lines and caused blackouts across parts of the country. Bahrain, foreign government staff evacuated, civilians killed, military personnel injured. The smallest economy in the GCC hit the hardest per person. Every single GCC country was affected, not by rumors, not by fear, by actual missiles, actual drones, actual evacuations. And here is the question I want you to think about. When people were running from those countries, where did they go? Which airport was still open? Which airspace was still working? Which country was still safe? Oman. Qatar Airways ran emergency relief flights from Muscat. Stranded passengers were rerouted through Muscat. While every Gulf airport was in chaos, Muscat stayed open. That is not luck. That is 50 years of smart, neutral foreign policy paying off in the worst moment this region has seen in decades. And that is what I want to talk about now. Before I continue, if you are watching this from inside the UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, or Bahrain, and something I just said made you uncomfortable, that discomfort is information. Reach out to us. The link is in the description. We work with families and investors relocating to Oman. We handle the full process: residency, property, company setup, everything. Drop your situation in the comments too. Tell me where you are and what you're thinking. Now, let me show you the full picture of Oman. Oman has been called the Switzerland of the Middle East, and that is not a compliment someone just invented. It is a track record built over 50 years. In 2017, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Bahrain blockaded Qatar. They closed borders. They cut flights. They stopped trade. Oman did not join. And when Qatar needed food, medicine, and goods, Oman kept its borders open. Trade between Oman and Qatar jumped 2,000% in 3 months. Sohar port became an emergency shipping route. Oman Air chartered special flights to bring stranded Qataris home. When the US and Iran were not talking, Oman was the back channel. The secret talks that led to the Iran nuclear deal in 2015, they happened in Muscat. The Americans came to Oman. The Iranians came to Oman because both sides trusted Oman. In May 2025, just months ago, Oman brokered the ceasefire between the US and the Houthis that stopped the Red Sea shipping attacks. This is not small. This is Oman being trusted by people who do not trust each other. And the reason goes deeper than just politics. Around 70% of Oman's population follows Ibadi Islam, a branch that sits outside the Sunni Shia divide that drives almost every conflict in this region. So Oman does not pick sides, not because it is weak, because it is structurally neutral. The Al Busaid family has ruled Oman for over 280 years. The transition from Sultan Qaboos to Sultan Haitham in 2020 completely peaceful. When every Gulf airport closed in 2026, Muscat stayed open, not by accident, by design. For a family, an investor, a business owner, that kind of stability is worth more than any tax break. Let me give you the hard numbers on safety. In the 2025 Global Peace Index, Oman ranked 42nd in the world, the UAE 52nd, Saudi Arabia around 79th, Bahrain around 100th. Muscat is the 7th safest city on earth on Numbeo's 2025 ranking. The crime index, just 11.94 out of 100. That is one of the lowest numbers recorded anywhere in the world. Oman scores 0 on the Global Terrorism Index. Expats, including women living alone, consistently say they have never felt unsafe in Oman. No harassment, no looking over your shoulder. Your children can grow up here without fear. That is not marketing. That is what people report when they actually live there. Now let me talk about Oman's economy, because this is where most people are surprised. 5 years ago, Oman was in trouble. Public debt was 67.9% of GDP. Oil prices were low. The government was spending more than it earned. Today, public debt is down to around 34% of GDP. That is a 34-point drop in 5 years. No other Gulf country did this. S&P upgraded Oman to investment grade in September 2024. Moody's followed in July 2025. Both agencies said the same thing. The government got its finances under control, and the economy is no longer dependent on oil. Non-oil sectors now generate 73.3% of Oman's GDP. Manufacturing grew 8.3% in 2024, fastest of any sector. Foreign direct investment has more than doubled since 2020, reaching the equivalent of $79.5 billion by early 2025. Three things are driving this growth, and none of them are oil. Number one, ports. Salalah Port was just ranked the second most efficient container port in the world, not in the Gulf, in the world. And here is the key. Salalah sits outside the Strait of Hormuz and outside the Red Sea. When both of those routes were blocked or dangerous, Salalah kept moving cargo. During the recent war, Salalah was the only major Middle East port still fully accessible. Ships rerouted to Oman, trade increased. While every other Gulf country's ports were under threat, Oman's got busier. Sohar Port has attracted the equivalent of $30 billion in investment. Duqim Special Economic Zone, the largest in the Middle East at 2,000 square kilometers, has drawn $16.4 billion in committed investment, including a refinery that processes 255,000 barrels of oil per day. Now, operational. Number 2, green hydrogen. Oman is betting on the future of energy. It has secured the equivalent of $49 billion in hydrogen investment commitments. The International Energy Agency projects Oman could become the 6th largest hydrogen exporter in the world by 2030. Number 3, aviation. Muscat Airport stayed open during every regional crisis. Airlines now see Muscat as a reliable backup hub. Qatar Airways set up emergency operations there during the recent conflict. Oman Air joined the One World Global Airline Alliance in June 2025. That means Oman is now connected to the world's biggest travel network, alongside British Airways, American Airlines, and Cathay Pacific. Salam Air, Oman's low-cost airline, flies to 44 plus destinations and just ordered 10 more aircraft to meet rising demand. Now let us talk about what most of you came here for, real estate, and specifically, what is the actual return you can expect. Dubai rental yields before the war were around 6 to 7% per year. That is for a good property in a good area. After service charges, maintenance and vacancy, you keep 5 to 6%. Oman right now is giving 9 to 10% gross yields in the best integrated tourism complexes. After cost, serious investors are clearing 7 to 8% net. And with zero income tax on that rent, that is money in your pocket. Now the price growth. Oman's residential property prices went up 18.7% in just 1 year, Q3 2024 to Q3 2025. Apartments specifically up 22.4%. Muscat residential land up 48.3%. Dubai in the same period around 10%. So Oman had faster price growth and higher rental yield, both at the same time. And the entry price. In Dubai, a decent property in a good area now costs $3,000 to $5,200 per square meter. In Muscat, the same quality waterfront golf community, $1,000 to $3,100 per square meter. That means you are paying 50 to 70% less to get in and earning more on your money once you are in. Let me show you some specific projects. Al Moj Muscat, Oman's most established ITC, a PGA standard golf course, a 200 yacht marina, JW Marriott and Kempinski hotels inside the community. Entry-level apartments start from around $207,000. Rental yields 6 to 9%, with the best units at the top of that range. Jebel Sifa, a coastal resort development south of Muscat. This one is interesting for Airbnb investors. Short-term rental studios here are producing 8 to 12% gross yields. Airbnb is officially permitted. Muscat Hills, golf community with mountain views. Entry from around $169,000. Gross yields around 5 to 7%. Ada, this one is new and people are talking about it. It is the Trump International project developed by Dar Global. Golf course on the cliffs overlooking the Arabian Sea. Projected long-term yields of 6 to 8%. Short-term rental potential up to 9 to 11%. Total real estate transaction value in Oman in 2024, $8.6 billion, up 29.5% from the year before. Mortgage volumes jumped 44.8%. This is not a quiet market. This is a market that is moving fast. And here is the thing about timing. Dubai had its run already. Prices ran too far, too fast. The upside from here is much smaller. Oman is where Dubai was 12 to 15 years ago. The infrastructure is there. The legal framework is there. But the prices have not caught up yet. The people buying today will look very smart in 5 years. Now, what does buying property in Oman actually get you? When you buy in an ITC, an integrated tourism complex, you get automatic residency for you and your family. But there is also a golden visa. Invest 200,000 OMR, that is around $520,000 in property or other qualifying investments, and you get a 10-year renewable visa. That covers you, your spouse, your children, and your parents. No age limits, no minimum stay. You can work, you can own a business, you can come and go freely. More than 3,400 investors from over 60 countries have already done this. They saw the numbers, they did the math, they moved. For comparison, the UK's investor visa program costs twice as much and gives you less. Portugal's golden visa now excludes residential property. Oman's program is open, affordable, and working. Let me put cost of living in simple numbers. Dubai is 85% more expensive than Muscat when you include rent. Dubai rents run 265% higher than Muscat. A one-bedroom apartment in Muscat, $500 to $1,000 per month. The same in Dubai, $1,500 to $2,000 per month. International school fees in Muscat, $3,100 to $20,800 per year. In Dubai, $10,000 to $20,000 and above. And the quality of schools in Muscat is strong. The British school Muscat, Ta'azm, which follows the American curriculum, and several IB schools are all here. Healthcare. 6 internationally certified hospitals in Muscat, including Muscat Private Hospital and Star Care, which holds 3 international accreditations. Petrol, subsidized. Cars, affordable. Roads, excellent. You keep more of what you earn in Oman. That is simply the math. For business owners and investors, the numbers are clear. 0 personal income tax, same as UAE. Corporate tax, 15%. Lower than UK at 25%. Lower than Saudi Arabia at 20%. Lower than Germany, France, and Australia. What? 5%, the lowest in the GCC. Free zones in Sohar, Dokum, and Salalah offer 100% foreign ownership, 0 customs duty, 0 corporate tax for up to 30 years, extendable to 60, full repatriation of all profits. And one thing no other Gulf free zone can offer. Oman has a free trade agreement with the United States. That means 0 tariffs when selling into the American market. No other GCC country has this for free zone companies. Company formation, 3 to 7 working days through the online portal. No local sponsor required in most sectors. 29 bilateral investment treaties. Clear, predictable legal framework. You can build here, and what you build stays yours. And now, the part most investors discover after they arrive. Oman is unlike anywhere else in this region. It is the only country in the Gulf that has mountains, desert, 3,000 kilometers of coastline, tropical green hills, and fjords, all in one place. Jebel Shems, at 3,000 meters, is the highest peak in eastern Arabia. Below it is a canyon so large, people call it the Grand Canyon of Arabia. 2 hours from Muscat by car. The Musandam Peninsula, the Norway of Arabia. Dramatic cliffs dropping into the sea at the Strait of Hormuz. Dolphins, dhow boats, silence. The Wahiba Sands, classic red desert. You can camp there one night and be back in Muscat for a business meeting the next morning. And then there is Salalah. From June to September, Salalah becomes something no other city in Arabia can offer. The monsoon comes, the hills turn green, waterfalls appear, temperatures drop to 20 to 27 degrees, while the rest of the Gulf is 45 degrees and higher. Over 1 million tourists visited Salalah during the 2024 monsoon season. People come from UAE, Saudi, Qatar to escape the heat, and they come to Oman. Oman has 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including a 4,500-year-old irrigation system called the Aflaj, 3,000 channels that still supply 1/3 of the country's irrigation water today. And for families, 20,000 to 30,000 endangered sea turtles nest on Oman's beaches every year. Your children can watch that happen. 500 forts and castles across the country. The world's most efficient dive sites, including protected coral reefs with over 100 species at the Yenaier Islands. This is not just a place to invest, it is a place to actually live, to raise children, to breathe. And that, for an expat who has spent years in Dubai, is sometimes the biggest selling point of all. Oman is not isolated, not even close. Muscat is 7 hours from London, 3 hours from Mumbai, 5.5 hours from Bangkok, 5 hours from Nairobi and Istanbul. Oman Air flies to 41 international destinations with wide-body aircraft. It just joined the One World Alliance, which includes British Airways and American Airlines. Salam Air, the low-cost option, flies to over 44 destinations. Fares starting from $26, and 5G covers 98% of the population. Internet speeds over 320 megabits per second on average. You are not moving to a remote place. You are moving to a well-connected, quiet, efficient country that happens to sit right in the middle of the world. We have helped people move from UAE, Saudi, Qatar, and Kuwait to Oman. We handle the entire process. Residency visa, property selection, company registration, school placement, bank account setup. If you are sitting in a GCC country right now and what you just heard made you think, the time to think is almost over, WhatsApp us. The link and number are in the description. We will give you an honest picture of what your specific move looks like. No pressure, just real answers. Let me close with something simple. The GCC is not over. These are wealthy, powerful countries. But they showed something in the last few weeks they had never shown before. They showed that airports can close, banks can freeze, planes can stop flying, school exams can be cancelled, and people can be left with nowhere to go. All of that happened in real time, right here. Oman sat through all of it and stayed open. No missiles, no evacuations, no closed airspace. Property prices still growing, economy still moving. The only Gulf airport used as an emergency hub by stranded airlines. And the numbers tell the same story, 9 to 10% rental yields, while Dubai gives you 6 to 7%. Property prices 50 to 70% lower than Dubai, 18.7% price growth in 1 year. Public debt cut in half in 5 years. Investment grade credit rating back. 73% of the economy now from non-oil sectors. 5 UNESCO sites. 3,000 kilometers of coastline. The only monsoon in Arabia. The second most efficient port in the world. The people who move early before the market catches up are the ones who look back 5 years from now and say they made the right call. The people who wait until it is obvious, they pay twice the price for half the return. Oman is still early, but not for much longer. If you are serious about moving to Oman, or if you just want to know what the process actually looks like for your situation, reach out today. The link is in the description. WhatsApp number is there too, or drop your situation in the comments, where you are, what you are thinking, and I will read it personally. Subscribe to this channel. We cover the real picture of living and investing in Oman. No spin, no marketing, just what you actually need to know. See you in the next video.